What if I told you that the secrets to making millions have been hidden in plain sight for centuries? Secrets so powerful, they've been guarded by kings, conquerors, and the world's wealthiest minds. And today, you're about to uncover them. In a world where everyone seems to be chasing quick riches, few ever ask the most important question: how did the wealthiest rulers and thinkers of the past truly amass their fortunes? For centuries, history's greatest minds have left behind whispers of wealth and power. But what if their strategies weren't just about money? What if they were about manipulating the very core of human psychology, exploiting deep ancient truths that most people have never dared to understand? Today, we dive into the dark, untold truths behind Machiavelli's ruthless path to power and the hidden strategies that created the world's most powerful empires. These aren't just principles for financial success. They're mind-bending, almost unbelievable revelations about how the world's wealthiest people think, act, and ultimately make their millions. By the end of this video, you'll see how these age-old secrets can change your mindset, your fortune, and your destiny, if you're ready to unlock them. Stay tuned, because what you're about to discover may just redefine everything you thought you knew about making money. 1. Ancient wealth secrets: how ancient civilizations created lasting riches, and how you can too. What if the key to lasting wealth wasn't just in numbers, but in a mindset passed down through the ages? Ancient civilizations, Rome, Egypt, and China, knew something that we've largely forgotten. They didn't just accumulate riches, they built legacies that still echo today, and the secrets to their success go far beyond material wealth. These empires mastered more than trade and economics. They understood the profound psychological strategies that turned wealth into power. Take a moment and think about Rome. It wasn't just their military might that made them rich. It was their ability to create a shared perception of prosperity. The Romans built grand structures not just to display their power, but to make their citizens feel invested in the empire's success. This wasn't just about gold and silver. It was about making everyone believe in the empire's wealth and strength, which kept the economy thriving. And then there's Egypt. The pharaohs didn't just rule. They controlled their people's perception through religion and mysticism. They weren't just seen as rulers, they were considered gods on earth. This perception created an unshakable loyalty, turning their power into an unstoppable force. They knew that how you are perceived is as important as what you have. Now, imagine applying these strategies to your own life. What if you could tap into the same psychological tactics to create your own wealth? The principles of these ancient civilizations weren't just about getting rich. They were about creating a mindset of abundance, influence, and control. And the best part? These strategies are just as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. By shifting your perception, by understanding the power of influence, and by building a mindset rooted in abundance, you can begin to craft your own path to wealth. It's not just about working harder, it's about thinking smarter and acting with the wisdom of the ancients. The question is, are you ready to unlock these timeless secrets? Pause for a moment. Think about this. What could your life look like if you applied these strategies today? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. 2. The forbidden wisdom of kings: how ancient rulers used mindset to control wealth. Throughout history, kings and rulers have amassed unimaginable wealth, not just through conquest or inheritance, but through an almost mystical understanding of the human mind and power dynamics. These ancient leaders didn't just control land or armies, they controlled perception, influence, and ultimately wealth. But what if I told you the strategies they used to build their empires could be applied to your life today? Kings like Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, and even the pharaohs of Egypt understood something profound about the human mind. They knew that wealth was not only built through tangible assets, but through psychological leverage, the ability to control the way people think, act, and perceive their leadership. This is where their true power lay. Take Machiavelli's teachings, for instance. He believed that rulers who understood human nature could manipulate it to their advantage. This wasn't about brute force. It was about using perception, charisma, and the right mindset to inspire loyalty, secure alliances, and attract wealth. In essence, the power of a king wasn't just in his resources. It was in his ability to make people believe in his greatness. What does this mean for you? Well, the same mindset that ancient rulers used to control entire empires can be applied to your personal journey. The first step is mastering your own perception of wealth. Are you operating from a place of scarcity, or can you start seeing abundance everywhere? How do you present yourself to the world? Are you confident in your vision, and do you lead with clarity? Like the kings, it's about building your empire, not just with money, but with influence and power over your own life and the lives of those around you. The forbidden wisdom of these rulers isn't just a relic of the past, it's a blueprint for modern success. Apply their mindset, and you could unlock the key to controlling your own wealth and destiny. So let me ask you, are you ready to think like a ruler? If you are, let me know in the comments. 3. The hidden code of ancient success. How old world tactics can boost your millionaire mindset. Have you ever wondered what made ancient civilizations so successful? How did they build empires that lasted for centuries and created unimaginable wealth? The truth is, hidden within the strategies of these ancient cultures lies a code of success, timeless principles that can completely transform your mindset toward wealth accumulation. Let's dive into the mystery. The old world tactics weren't just about what they did. They were about how they thought. Ancient rulers, philosophers, and warriors understood that wealth isn't simply about money. It's about mastering the mind. They knew how to shape perceptions, control their environment, and bend circumstances to their will. Take Machiavelli, for instance. His concept of virtue wasn't just about power. It was about adaptability, strategy, and making bold decisions that others wouldn't dare to make. In his view, success comes to those who aren't afraid to break the rules, challenge the norms, and shape their destiny. This is something you can apply directly to your life right now. It's not about waiting for opportunities to come, it's about creating them with a mindset of self-mastery. Then there's the principle of delayed gratification, practiced by ancient traders and conquerors. The wealthiest people didn't achieve their fortunes overnight. They invested, waited, and acted strategically. Today, this principle is just as powerful. In our world of instant gratification, learning to hold off on short-term pleasures in favor of long-term gains is what separates the successful from the average. The ancient Greeks believed in self-discipline, not as a punishment, but as the key to unlocking true potential. This idea, taking control of your actions, making intentional decisions, will guide you toward building wealth with purpose. So what can you take away from these ancient success codes? Shift your mindset. Think like the great leaders of the past, apply their principles of adaptability, patience, and strategy to your life, and watch how your wealth grows, not just in your bank account, but in your entire way of thinking. 4. Secrets of the Pharaohs, what ancient Egypt can teach you about money and power. Imagine this, thousands of years ago, ancient Egypt ruled the world, not just with its pyramids and pharaohs, but with a sophisticated system of wealth that still baffles historians today. The secrets behind their economic dominance weren't just about gold or land. They understood something far deeper. Something that we too can harness to build power and wealth in today's world. At the heart of Egypt's success was their ability to control resources, not just physical ones, but human ones. They mastered the art of psychological influence. The pharaohs didn't just rule, they were seen as divine figures, chosen by the gods themselves. This belief system didn't just cement their power, it made the entire population work for the state's prosperity, all while believing that their labor directly contributed to a higher purpose. This is where the first secret lies. Perception is power. But it wasn't just about religion. The Egyptians were economic strategists. They understood the power of resource allocation, carefully managing grain, trade routes, and materials to ensure that wealth flowed in their direction. They created long-lasting networks that tied Egypt's wealth to foreign trade, leveraging the power of alliances and commerce with neighboring empires. In today's world, this translates into mastering networking and understanding the power of strategic partnerships. Now, think about this. What if you could implement these ancient tactics today? What if you could learn to control how people perceive your value and strategically build connections that flow wealth into your life? The truth is, just like the Pharaohs, we can shape our own economic destiny by mastering the art of perception and the science of strategic resource management. Pause for a moment. Can you think of a situation where how people perceive you influenced your success? Comment below, and let's see how perception shapes the paths we take. The power the Pharaohs wielded wasn't just handed to them, it was carefully built. And just like them, if you begin to shift your mindset, strategically manage your resources, and build influential relationships, you can unlock the path to lasting wealth and power. The secrets of ancient Egypt aren't just stories of the past, they're blueprints for success today. 5. The lost art of prosperity. How ancient trading empires leveraged psychology for wealth. Imagine if the key to unlocking wealth wasn't about working harder, but about understanding how people think and act. What if the most powerful traders in ancient times weren't just successful because of their resources, but because they mastered the art of reading human psychology? That's exactly what the lost trading empires of the past knew: how to harness the power of human behavior to create unimaginable wealth. Take the ancient Phoenicians, for example. Known as the first true international traders, they didn't just focus on goods, they understood people. They knew that emotions, desires, and fears drove decisions, and they used that knowledge to manipulate supply and demand. They created markets, not by selling products, but by creating desire for those products. This psychological strategy was their secret weapon. Even the legendary Silk Road traders used this same principle. They didn't just sell goods, they sold the idea of exclusivity, rarity, and status. The value wasn't in the product itself, but in how the product made someone feel. That's the power of psychology in trading, and it's a lesson we can apply today. Think about something you've bought because of how it made you feel. Was it the item itself, or the idea behind it? Let me know in the comments. This is a great way to start understanding how you can use psychology to shape your wealth. So how can you use these ancient secrets in your life to grow your income? First, it's about understanding that wealth isn't just about what you sell, it's about how you make people feel about what you offer. The most successful traders of ancient times weren't just offering goods, they were offering a story, a feeling, a way of standing out. This is the psychology behind wealth. To apply this to your life, start by recognizing the emotional triggers behind the choices people make. Whether you're offering a service or building your own personal brand, it's the feeling you create in others that drives their decision to buy into your vision. By tapping into the psychology of human desire, just like those ancient traders, you can unlock doors to wealth that you never even knew existed. 6. Alchemy of the mind. Turning ancient philosophies into modern millionaire practices. Have you ever wondered how some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly, as if it's part of their very nature? What if I told you that the secret lies not in external circumstances, but in something far more powerful: the way they think? Ancient philosophies like Stoicism and Taoism held the key to unlocking mental alchemy, the art of transforming your mindset to attract wealth and success. These ancient practices weren't just about philosophy, they were about mastering the self, creating inner balance, and understanding how the mind shapes the world around us. Let's start with Stoicism. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius taught that true wealth comes from inner peace, control over your emotions, and the ability to focus on what you can control. They knew that to build lasting wealth, you need resilience, emotional mastery, and an unshakable mindset. The modern millionaire knows that challenges are inevitable, but how you respond to them determines whether you thrive or fail. On the other hand, Taoism offers a different perspective, one rooted in flow, acceptance, and effortless action. The Taoist concept of Wu Wei, action through non-action, is about achieving your goals without forcing or striving. It's the art of working with the natural flow of life, allowing opportunities to come to you rather than chasing them relentlessly. This philosophy encourages us to align with the world rather than struggle against it, which can unlock wealth and opportunities in ways that may seem almost magical. Take a second. What's one thing in your life that you've been trying to force? How could applying the principles of flow change your approach? Drop your thoughts in the comments. By merging the principles of Stoicism and Taoism, you can reshape your mindset and unlock a power few understand. These practices teach you to remain calm in adversity, act with intention, and harness the energy of the universe to manifest wealth effortlessly. In today's fast-paced world where distractions are endless, these ancient teachings can help you cut through the noise, focus on your true purpose, and start attracting the wealth you deserve. So how can you implement these practices? The answer lies in your mind. Start by mastering your thoughts, embracing inner peace, and letting go of the constant hustle. Become the alchemist of your own success. 7. Building wealth. Like the ancient masters, timeless strategies for modern millionaires. What if the secret to building wealth wasn't just about hard work or luck, but about using ancient strategies that have stood the test of time? Let's take a step back, thousands of years back. The greatest civilizations in history didn't just build wealth, they built empires that stood for centuries. From the Egyptians to the Romans, from the Chinese dynasties to the Incas, these ancient masters knew something most of us still don't. Building true, lasting wealth isn't about a quick win. It's about a long-term, strategic approach that transcends time. Take the Roman Empire. Their wealth didn't come from just conquering lands. It was built on creating systems that ensured the flow of money through trade, taxes, and infrastructure. They understood the power of systems. Once they set up roads, aqueducts, and marketplaces, money moved through the empire, creating wealth not just for the elites, but for generations. Now, think about the wealthiest minds of today. They don't just focus on making money, they focus on building systems that work for them long term. And guess what? That's exactly what ancient civilizations did. They didn't just accumulate wealth, they created a blueprint for sustainable success. The ancient masters had something far more valuable than just riches. They had vision. This is where you come in. What if you could apply their strategies to your own life? It starts with shifting your mindset. Just like the great rulers of the past, you need to think beyond today. Begin creating systems in your life that allow money to flow naturally. Understand the value of patience and long-term thinking. Build networks, invest in yourself, and focus on growing your assets strategically. When you start thinking like the ancient masters, you unlock a level of financial freedom that's not about quick wins. It's about building something that lasts for you and future generations. The key to wealth lies in understanding that the principles that built empires are still relevant today, and they can be your key to success. As we've uncovered today, the world's wealthiest rulers didn't simply rely on physical assets. They built lasting legacies using deep psychological strategies. These ancient civilizations weren't just trading goods, they were trading perceptions, controlling influence, and creating systems that ensured wealth flowed for generations. The question isn't whether these strategies still apply today, but how will you apply them in your own life? By understanding the lessons of the past, whether it's the power of perception from Egypt's pharaohs, the long-term wealth-building systems of Rome, or the psychological leverage used by kings like Machiavelli, you've now been given the tools to unlock a mindset that can transform your financial future. The wealth secrets of the past aren't just historical tales, they're a blueprint for your success. Now that you've discovered the hidden, timeless strategies behind ancient wealth, it's time to ask yourself, how will you start applying these principles today? The real question is not, what did the ancients know? But rather, what are you willing to do with this knowledge? The path to financial freedom starts with the right mindset and the courage to act on these powerful secrets. If you're ready to take control of your destiny and build wealth that lasts, it's time to start thinking like the masters of old. Don't just dream about success, begin creating it. If you found these ancient insights powerful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share this video with others who need to hear these hidden truths. Stay tuned, because this journey to unlocking wealth and power has only just begun. Thanks for watching, and remember, the future of your wealth begins with the mindset you shape today.